This episode of Taproom Travelers is brought to you by Lazy Monk Brewery.
Hi, I'm Frank Fabio, and I'm the owner of Maple Island Brewing. Maple Island originated from Isaac Staples, who was a prominent lumberman down here in the 1800s, owned a lot of the property. Once the lumbering was finished, then Maple Island Creamery Dairy came in. Then it was Maple Island Hardware Store for the longest time. And then it was sold to Maple Island Pack and Ship and U-Haul Rental. And now it's Maple Island Brewing. Stillwater traditionally is a tourist town. People come down here more for the history and historic sites, see the river, take in some antique shops, some good restaurants. Downtown Stillwater does have a lot of craft beer now on tap because of the popularity. We're actually the only brewery brewing downtown Stillwater at this time. For us, it's been a really great thing. People in the community have loved it. They've come down and said, hey, it's great that you guys are open. We now have a place to come and hang out and enjoy some craft beer. As far as the building itself, I'm a general contractor, so I kind of orchestrated all of it. Had a ton of help from volunteers. We had a lot of people, friends, family. Nick, the brewer, he was down here a lot. We were jackhammering and hauling out concrete, and he was by my side most of the time. The biggest thing that I wanted to have was an open layout for the brewing area. You want to be able to see the actual brewing area, you want to see where all the action takes place, and it kind of gives you a feel for being part of the atmosphere.
All right, my name is Nick Brow, and I am the brewmaster here at Maple Island Brewing. Well, our system here at Maple Island is a 7-barrel system. I push the limits on it, running right up to 250 gallons into my brew kettle. We have 5 fermenters that I can keep going at all times. All the beers are fermenting. We produce all ale beers. So from when I brew it to when we carbonate it is going to be anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months, depending on what style of beer it is. Everything ends up going through our bright tank. We force carbonate it within 1 to 3 days. Taking readings throughout, and then we keg everything here. Everything that we brew is on site. You can get glasses of beer, flights of beer, or take home a growler. Yeah, so naming our beers, I pretty much name them all. It's kind of a fun part for me. Sometimes Frank squashes the names. He says they're a little too out there, but I try and stay within certain parameters, and then I write all the descriptions for our beers because I brew them and try and make them a little bit funny. We just brewed a brown ale, and you go to all these places and it's just another brown ale, it's the same thing over and over. So my description starts out on that one, blah, 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 another brown ale, but we hopped it out, big time, and made it like a hoppy brown, and I even dry hopped the brown, so that sounded a little bit weird, but. The Cup of Joe Freak Show, when my one son was 9, we made that for the first time. His name's Joe, and I actually let him name that beer, and that's one that I've never changed the recipe since day one, since home brewing, and it's really awesome. We've got the Cranky Cherry, it's a cherry with a little bit of tartness to it. The Whitner, which is a half wit beer, half Pilsner. Peel Me Wit, that's using fresh citrus. Dry hop that double IPA. We've got a steam beer called the Zephyr Steam Engine Ale. We've got the amber or red that I'm putting in the tank right now, and Frank's wife has red hair, and I'm gonna call it Single Shot Sally. So I try and formulate some crafty words into it and some people I know, and there may be some hidden meanings here, but you'll just laugh when you read it.
Biggest thing for us is we spend a lot of money on ingredients because we want to pack that beer full of flavor.
So some of the crazy things we're doing with beers, we're putting in the pure maple syrup. ice cream from ice cream shops, crunch berries. I try and make beers work that fit within certain parameters. A lot of times people will ask me, okay, is this a Kolsch or is this a wit beer? And when I formulate a beer, I never look at what makes a wit beer a wit beer. It's specified in a certain box. You know, this is the color, this is the ingredients and things. So many of our beers, you know, float outside these boxes. I've told Frank that if we ever entered a beer competition, I don't even know what box we'd check off to say what style it is, you know? But people really like that. I mean, we've got a 50-50 wit beer Pilsner called a Whitner, you know? I mean, where does that fit in? People just don't know, but they love it.
We get people in that even say they don't like beer. So we'll either try them out on the Kolsch or we'll try them out on the Cup of Joe, because I kind of explained to them it's coffee on steroids. So it's really good coffee flavor, really good creaminess, doesn't have that bitterness of a traditional stout, and people that don't like beer actually love it. There's a winery next door, it's called Northern Vineyards. They handcraft all their own wine also. So it's a real good symbiotic relationship to where we can tell people, hey, if you don't like beer, go right next door and have a glass of wine.
We've got Chicago dogs in here. They come here about every Saturday as long as it's cold out. They also have a stand across the street when it warms up. They taste great, they go good with beer, and we enjoy having them out here.
My name's Chris Snyder, and I perform around the country with my wife, Nikki Pepper, and we're called Firefly. I grew up in Alaska, moved down here. After meeting my wife, she grew up here. The arts here are amazing. And met Frank, and he ended up having us come down and play this show for their ice cream beer. They're out. Like, it sold out pretty fast. I mean, it was phenomenal. And then they asked us to play every Saturday, 3 to 6. And then we do their booking, too. So Friday nights and Saturdays, there's always music here. There's something about people getting together and drinking beer and just kind of letting loose a little bit, and it coincides well with the music and the storytelling.
Kansas City, here I come, on cattle trails and these two-lane roads. Highway 10, you're my friend again. My queens are waiting on the other end. I pick up quick, rev limiter hits. I'm rolling like it's stolen, emboldened by the loving she gives to me. Love that she gives to me. So Kansas City, here I come. Kansas City, well now here I come. Kansas City, here I come. Kansas City, well now here I come.
It's kind of a fun one. I wrote that one time drinking a beer.
Thanks for visiting, you guys. Check us out on our website or Facebook. We're out on Twitter, everything, all your social medias. We have live music almost every Friday and Saturday. We've got some food down here. Bring everyone, bring your family, and have a fun time at Maple Island. Thanks for coming.
Hi! If you like what we do here, you can click up above where we have t-shirts and other merchandise for sale. You can also show your support by subscribing or liking the video. You can also click down there where we have our next episode. I'm going to shut up right now for a word from my sponsors.
Lazy Monk is a popular brewery located in downtown Eau Claire, Wisconsin. The family-owned brewery has fantastic beer, and their taproom's atmosphere is something to experience firsthand. We hope to see you there. Lazy Monk, a family brewery.